Hello YouTubers, Travis here. It's been a long time since I've actually posted a video, and that's because, well, let's face it, things have been pretty boring. Not really, I just haven't had that much time to actually make a video. And as you know, my channel is all about random stuff. So today I figured that I'd do a review of something that I actually found rather interesting. I'd been actually waiting for these things to go on clearance, but so recently they just did. They are something akin to Legos, and they work with Legos. They work with all the leading brands apparently, and you probably know where I'm going with this. So allow me to stop talking about what I've been doing, and let's get right to it. Today we are reviewing the Tenkai Knights Titans. I've actually got two of them. Got them on clearance at Walmart for $2 each. I know, lucky, huh? So, without further ado, let's begin. I had them all set up beforehand. I got two of them. They had Tenkai Titan Bravenwolf and Tenkai Titan Lydendor. Now, each came with a set of bricks. Most of them look like Legos, but most of them are unique parts. And, well, I don't really have anything to say except these bricks are really, really cool. They don't have any buttons on the back sides, but they do have them on the sides and on the tops. And on these sides too. This one is a white one, as you could probably tell, and this one is yellow, which is obvious. I apologize, it's been my first review in a long time. The first one I did was, well, actually the last ones I did were my beat 'em on reviews. I apologize, it's been a long time. And to be honest, I don't exactly remember when the last video I had was uploaded. Ugh, it's been so long. Anyway, you also get special armor and faces for these, and special unique weapons for this set. And we'll get to that later. But for now, I'm not going to bother doing a let's build, but I will say this. The only separate part that you really need to do is assemble the shields, which these two are different from each other, obviously, but in more ways than what their form is. And I will get to that shortly. One thing I do want to mention is these wings. These wings slash capes. They're completely different, and yet they are very similar in the fact that their construction is identical. The way you build them up is pretty much identical. So, not really much there to review about them. So, let's start with the leader of the Tenkai Knights. Now, yes, I said leader, because if you ever watched the show on Cartoon Network, you'll know that that Bravenwolf here is the leader. So, in order to start the transformation into Titan mode, we have to start to unfold. Now, this is very crazy here. Take a look at this for a second. You'll see that there's two little holes right here. In order to transform it back, you actually have to be careful. You have to jigsaw the feet together, and then fold it up so just that, if you see that clip, you can see that it goes in there. And then these two little pegs right here will peg into these little slots right there. And they will fold up, and you gotta make sure that the parts jigsaw together. And yeah. Anyway, back to the transformation. What you want to do is open it up. I like to do it like this, just so that way it can have a semblance of it standing up on its own. Now the next thing to do, and you have to be very careful here, you stand it straight up like this, and then you take these parts and you take your hands like this, and you fold it down like so. So that way it will look like that. Then you take these parts right here, pull them out, and then rotate them down. And then you can bend it right here to form an arm. Second verse on this side, same as the first. And then you take this part and flip up the head. Also, one thing you want to remember to do is actually separate the legs. And then you can fold up these little flaps right here to fold up the. Apparently they're supposed to. And there's one thing I was gonna mention. These heels will fall off if you're not careful. So please be careful. They will fall off. And now I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna do it another way. Which, actually, that was just weird. This was like one of those two-step transformers. And there we go. Now, I gotta admit, whenever I first got these, I was not expecting like little sticker faces or painted on faces. They're painted on. They're not stickers. They are literally painted on. That I was not expecting. I thought they were just little stickers. I never bothered to do anything with them. And seriously, I was not expecting that. Wow. I guess you learn something new every day. Huh. Well, anyway, the possibility in these things is somewhat a little flimsy. The legs can move 180 degrees. The feet can actually spin 180 degrees. You got a little. You got a 180 degree ball joint here. And you can't really do anything like that. Arms have good range of motion, but don't have anything in the upper arm area. Elbow bends at roughly about 45 degrees, something like that. 45 to 50 degrees. Head does not move at all, but you have to be careful. I have actually played with my Bravenwolf, and the helmet that goes with its Titan mode will actually take the little head here off. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Let's get these guys armored up. I'm going to start with Bravenwolf first. Each Tenkai Titan is unique, and yet they are very, very similar. What you want to do first is take these two pieces, make sure that the silver side is flat on the ground, and you see these two pegs right here? Right there? Probably not. Right there. And then you attach them like so to the feet. Kind of looks like it'd feel bad, plugging your plugging stuff into the feet, or plugging stuff into your toes. Ouch. Anyway, next thing you want to do is take these parts, and the instructions tell you tell you to put the wide side down. I've actually been doing this wrong. The wide side is supposed to be down, so we'll do that. You'll see on here that there are 2 points. You just slide those on to the 2 points on the shin. So, grab the other one. Wait, did I just do that wrong after I just showed you what you're supposed to do? Yes, I did. I am such a doofus. Oh well. Welcome back, Travis. After a long hiatus, you're finally back. Anyway, and there you go. The feet are done. Next part is... let's put this on the... let's go with the back side. As you can see, there's a lot of peg holes there. I apologize, I am doing this on my computer's webcam. And then you take one of these triangular prism parts and make sure that the flat side is the non-hole flat side, that the absolute flat side is pointing upwards, and you want to put it right there, right below the neck area. The reason is so that way you can place this one right above it, basically almost like a stabilizer. And that is how you set that up. Why do we put them on there? Simple. You put the wings on there. Now, as I already said, I'm not going to bother pre-putting these together. Oh, I've taken the liberty to pre-put these together because I was not going to do a Let's Build. Kind of like Rollout Reviews does. Now, what you want to do here is take this portion right here and plug it onto the top triangle piece that we just put on the back. And there we go. Superman, anyone? I know, bad joke. Very bad joke. Anyway, next you want to take these parts right here that look like shoulder pads, and these parts that look like they could be wings. What you want to do is take one and take one of the pads and one of the wings, as I like to call them, and just plug it in like flat side down, flat, and this flat side is up. Second verse, same as the first. Boom! It's like upside down wings. Now what you want to do after that is take them and see these have 6 holes in them. You want to place the bottom 4 on the little pegs in the shoulders. Otherwise, if you go down too low, then the arm will not want to move whenever you put the special parts on. So do the same to this side, and there you go. You want to have them sticking up almost like that. Next, what you want to do is take this piece, and actually, I don't know how that one's supposed to go on. Have I been doing it right? Yes, I have. You want to take this piece and put it on the right arm of the Tenkai Knight. Just place the little 2 tabs And you want to make absolutely sure that the gray parts are pointing towards the shoulder pad. That is very key, because it looks better that way. Then, I'm going to save this part till near the end, because it's actually one of the weapons. Then, what you want to do is you want to take this chest piece, and simply, this is going to be a little tricky. You see the chest? Now you see what, and look at the back. A little tricky. What I do is I line it up, and oh, first try. And then you want to take this little dragon-esque wolf head and just flat out put it right on the pegs of the chest plate. Now in the show, this is just supposed to be like a fully pointed wolf head that has a cannon inside of it, but hey, it's a small toy. What are you gonna do? They had to make it that size in order for it to be able to coincide, be able to work with other items. The next thing you want to do is you want to take the helmet. Now, this thing actually reminds me of custom robos or Gundams. I'm gonna say more like Gundams. Anyway, what you want to do is you see that little peg under there. Take that, and you want to drop it right into the little hole right on top there. There. We're pretty much done. All we need to do now is just take the pre-assembled shield, which that isn't that hard to see how it was assembled, and attach it thusly. You can do it your own way. I prefer to do it like somewhat like this. Just to give you, I'm just showing this so that we can get an idea of how I do it. And finally, take the special, unique, clear brick and jaw it open. Stick your finger in here and pull out the tip of what looks like a blade. Hey, look. Shoot. I'm kidding. Anyway, the next thing you want to do is go to the what was the bottom side of the brick and dig your finger in here to pull out what looks like what will be the handle. Then you're not done yet. What kind of handle would it? What kind of sword would it be without a handguard? These are really hidden well, and I had no idea they were there. But there you go. You now have a sort of pure Tenkai energy. And there we have Bravenwolf. I will admit, Bravenwolf is my favorite of the Tenkai Knights. There is no other way around it. There is no other way around it. He's my favorite. Mostly because he reminds me, well, let's face it, he's just really cool. Let's put it that way. His face is Gundam-esque, and I just love him. Those wing-like shoulder pads, the awesome sword, the cool red wings, that cool chest plate, the Gundam-esque head, and the pretty dang cool shield. I admit, I love it. Posability is a little lackluster now that he's got all this stuff on him. Of course, like all armor in real life, it does hinder movement sometimes. So that can be expected. So let's move over to Lydendor. I'm gonna tell you right now that my Tenkai Knight's sub-weapon is actually broken because it came that way. Which actually sucks. But I think I can get it to work anyway. Just gotta give me a little second. Here. And no, it will not work that way. Good thing I kept the spare parts in here. Yes, I did say spare parts because, well, let's just face it. If I'm gonna, I might as well just use it while it's here. This is the part that broke off of the chain. It was originally supposed to connect the chain spear to this. But now that that's no longer an option, I'm going to put it to use because we're not going to be bothered with the chain now. So we're just going to have it be just a regular spear, not a chain spear. And we'll just set this off to the side. Alright, now Lydendor's initial setup is basically the same as Bravenwolf's. Take his 2 toe armor parts and place them on the feet. Then you want to do this. Then you want to take his special shin guards. Yeah, he's got special shin guards. Place them wide side down on the shins. At least I think that's what it says in the instruction manual. Yep, wide side down. I've been doing that one wrong too. Up, snap. This is what I was talking about earlier. The heels will pop off. Don't worry, I've got it covered. See, no sweat. Anyway, you place the shin guards on the shins, of course. Where else would they go? He has these 2 parts again, so you place them. Oh, perfect. So you place them sandwiched against each other and then place them on Lydendor's back. Just like you did with Bravenwolf. Then you take the wings and place them like you did on Bravenwolf. And he's also got his own arm guard, and that's what the and you place it the same way that you did with Bravenwolf's. Next, you take these 2 arm guards, front and back, they're identical, no matter what you do, and then you place them on his shoulders, which is a little tricky. Very tricky. Oh boy. There we go. Anyway, now that that's done, we take the unique chest pad, place it on Lydendor like we did with Bravenwolves, and then we take the wasp head, that was part of it, and place it on the chest pad. Ta-da! That's a little horrifying. Now, we take the helmet and place it just like we did with Bravenwolf. And there is his head. I gotta admit, that actually looks pretty cool. It looks like almost something out of Technoman, or Tekkaman Blade. Or it could be Kamen Rider. Anyway, take the battle spear, or the sting spear, or whatever you want to call it, thunder sting spear, place it in the hand. And then, he also came with a special weapon brick, but it had to be, but like the shield of Bravenwolf, it had to be assembled. So, yeah, putting it back into its pure brick form would be a frickin' pain in the ass. So, yeah. I had to say, it's a real pain. But, nonetheless, it's pretty dang cool. All you need, you just need to just put it into a semi form, just into its semi folded up form, and then you unfold the parts. Make sure that they are all lined up perfectly like a reverse windmill. And then attach it to Bravenwolf. Attach it to Lydendor's arm like you normally would. Like you did with just a simple attachment. And there you have Tenkai Titan Lydendor. Lydendor's wasp motif is actually pretty dang cool. I'm just gonna have to say that I wouldn't want to be his enemies. Yeah. They'd be in for quite a shock. Ugh. Sorry. That one's gonna be a real sting to my... Jeez. Sorry. Bad puns. I know. Well, at least you know you're watching my review. My review. Yeah, my review. As I said, it's been a while. Anyway, as before, now, unlike Bravenwolf's, Lydendor's movement in his arms is really hindered because of the shape of his arm guards. And yeah, he's not really able to do very much. I mean, you'd have to finagle things around in order to get him in some good positions, but it's a real pain in the ass. Or pain in the tuchus, I should say. Anyway, I apologize to all you people out there who are under 18 and watching this. I do not mean to curse. It has been a long time. And I am just glad to be back. Anyway, if you follow the show, you know that two Tenkai Knight Titans are able to combine. Now, in the show, Lydendor was the one who was on top, Bravenwolf was the one who was on bottom. I don't really care for that. So instead of that, I'm going to show you how I perform Tenkai Titan Fusion with Bravenwolf on top and Lydendor on the bottom. We'll start with Lydendor. We take off this weapon and toss it to the side. We're not going to be using it. We're going to take this part and we're going to save this one. We're going to take his shoulder pads off and save them. We're also going to take the special weapon brick and discard that. We're going to also take the wings or we're not going to discard the weapon. We're going to set that off to the side because we're going to need that. For the wings, for the wings of Lydendor, we just discard them. For the arm guard, we're going to discard the... No, wait, we're not going to discard the arm guard. We're going to save that. And just so you know, I'm going to try and keep this as show accurate as I can. Then we take off the chest plate, not bothering to take off the wasp head, and we're going to put that away. Then we're going to take off the helmet and put that away too. So now we're left with Lydendor, with just his legs armored up. Oh, also forgot one thing. We're going to take off these little parts here that form the wing pack. Now, what we want to do afterwards is fold up the arms as if you were going to put them back into brick mode. That is a little tricky, but now you get something like this back from the first transformation. Now you take that and you set them off to the side. Now what you do is you take Bravenwolf, take his shield and put it away. Take the sword, set it off to the side. Hold on a sec. Damn it. And, anyway, next, you take the shoulder pads, the shoulder armor, and put them away. Not going to bother using them. We're going to have to take off the wings for a little bit, and I'll explain why later. But you will want to save the wings and the little parts. Sometimes that takes care of it for me. Take the arm guard off, and I'm going to set that aside for later because I think that actually should be part of the setup. Anyway, you leave the head part on, and then you take off the leg armor. Yikes! Snap. Popped off again. Those heels are a pain in the tuchus. Whoa! I will warn you, these fittings are snug. Whenever you put the little pegs into the holes, the little pegs of the armor into the holes on the legs and everything, it's tough. Now what you want to do is, with Bravenwolf here, is you want to return him to partial brick mode. Leave the arms alone and fold up the legs, being sure to jigsaw them together and then put the toe holes right where they belong in the main body. And so you get something like this. Now, this might, for those of you who are Transformers fans, you might remember this from Transformers Energon or Transformers Super Link. One Tenkai Knight can be the top, the upper body, the other Tenkai Knight is the lower body, or it can be reversed. This almost like the way a Transformer would Super Link. Now, another thing I like to do, actually, to ensure a safe fit, I like to bend the arms, the elbows, to ensure a better fit. Now, now this actually took me several tries before I could actually get it done. But, now, you just slide them on top so that way they're flush against each other. Wait, let me move that. They're flush against each other and they're very snug together. Now, what you want to do is take the Lydendor shoulder pads and place them on. And place them on Bravenwolf like you would Lydendor. And repeat with the other side. Then you take the arm guard, and basically all you've done there is replace Bravenwolf's arm guard. Next, you take the parts that would form the shell, and well, yeah, that does not work. I'm gonna do this instead. Sometimes these things are a little tricky to get unhooked. So, I'm gonna do that. So one of them you actually do have to set up to the side. And then you take this part, and what I like to do is form it. In the show, it looks like it forms a crotch pad. Or a cod piece or whatever. And then you take the shield, or the shuriken shield, and the sword. And there you have Titan Fusion Mode, Bravenwolf. Bravenwolf, gee. Well, that's what they call it on the wiki. This particular combination never showed up in the show, but you can still do it if you want. Now the other version is called Lydendor, and if you did that version, you would just be basically repeating the same thing, putting with what you did here, only in reverse. And the shield would go on this side, and the arm pad and the sword would go on this side, and the arm guard from Bravenwolf would go over here. Everything else is just the same except reversed. Now, I will admit it's not the best thing. After all, the crotch guard does not want to stay on. This is more just for a display piece, I'd have to say. All in all, it really brings back memories of Transformers for me. I like it. I really do. I dig it. And also, with all the parts that you're giving, you get multiple different modes. I mean, I've already made like a jet, a helicopter, or a wolf jet, dragon wolf jet, or whatever, a hornet, a wasp chopper. I've combined them to form a singular vehicle. I've combined them to form a dragon. there's just way too many possibilities for right now. I mean, if you get two at once, you're already swimming in possibilities. You could do whatever you want with these things. I gotta say, the Tenkai Knights by Ionix is very worth the price I paid for them. Only $2, but it's worth it. I mean, granted, I'm glad that they went on clearance, so that way I didn't have to waste a lot of money on them. But they looked so cool back then that I wanted them, but I just could not get into them enough. Then I started watching them on YouTube and watch cartoons online. It's crazy. Anyway, final thoughts. With the Lydendor, you have to be very careful with the chain as it is flimsy and will break. The shoulder armor kind of hinders him from making any dynamic poses, but that's alright. Bravenwolf, he's just balanced. He's so cool in everything. I do like the way that Lydendor's weapon is a free spinning shuriken shield. And well, let's just face it, they're just so cool. There are many things I don't really like about them, but it more than makes up for it. So, in many different ways. I mean, limitless possibilities, and to be honest, the Tenkai Titan Fusion mode is not in the instruction booklet. I swear to God, they are not in there. Because, of course, you'd need two Tenkai Titans, and, well, you have to leave it up to your own imaginations to figure out the possibilities. The rest, however, you'd have to figure out stuff on your own, especially the vehicular modes. I will not be displaying any of them, because, well, let's just face it, it'd take too long to build them. That and the fact that I forgot to record how I did them in the first place. Anyway, sure they have a few little minor itches here and there, but all in all, I would have, for the price that they originally had them for, like $12 or something like that, I wouldn't have bought them. I'd actually have to wait till they went on clearance to get them. And with me, I picked these two because they were the only two good guys out there, out at Walmart. I did not want to get the bad guy yet. I'm still gonna wait on him. But all in all, and another thing about the Titan Fusion is that you get left with a lot of pieces. Don't let that discourage you. You can do whatever you want with these things. Like me, I make a little alternative jet buddy. Although there is nothing you can do with the helmet. But also, play around. Swap parts with other Tenkai Titans. Whatever. Add them to your other collections. Add them to your Legos. Whatever. Expand the possibilities. Adapt. Do what you want with them. There is no wrong way to go whenever it comes to creating with bricks like these. Allow me to just put these away. That's just the spare parts. I'm gonna just leave them displayed like this for a while. All in all, for $2, I'd have to say, yeah. You just wait till they go on clearance and then buy them. That's all I can say. So, yeah. If you're If you ever wanted a little bit of nostalgia for Transformers, or if you're a fan of Tenkai Knights, or if you're a fan of building, or robots, or whatever, yeah, go and pick them up. Just wait till they're on clearance. That's what I did. So, anyway, I hope this helps you out. I've been Travis. This has been Travis Robinette, ready to sign off. So, we're twice the night with twice the might. Adios, people. Till next time.